All right, thank you guys. Happy Tuesday to you. I once again hope you had an outstanding weekend and a great start to your week. And if you really end up enjoying this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up by hitting that like button. And if you haven't already joined the Brock Page delegation, please feel free to do that right now by tapping that subscribe button below. Now guys, we got ourselves a nice slate of college basketball action here today. We got the games queued up, ready to go on the big screen behind me. And we're going to start with the Vanderbilt Commodores squaring off against Kentucky. That's going to be a 7 p.m. Eastern start time at the Rupp Arena. Kentucky, they're the 12-point favorite at home here. Totals at 135.5. And if you like Vandy and a big upset, I mean, at least when it comes to the numbers, they are plus 525 on the money line. Now, we're 3-1 in our last 4 college basketball tier package plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. We're also 4-1 in our last 5 daily best plays on that site as well. And if you want to unlock today's daily best play, it's only going to cost you just $1.99, and you're going to get the daily best play through the end of the month. Now, we also have plays going off in both of those packages today. We currently have a community of over 750 handicappers just like you who are signed up and active on that page. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, I'd love to have you. The link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, when it comes to this Vandy-Kentucky matchup here, the Commodores of Vanderbilt are giving up just 67 points per contest, and they're holding their opponents to just 30% shooting from beyond the arc. Scottie Pippen Jr. scoring 23 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals a night for the guard. Meanwhile, Dylan Dessou is also scoring over 11 points a night, 9 boards a game for the 6'9 sophomore. Now they're taking on a Kentucky squad who lost 6 out of their last 7 contests, and they shoot a measly 22% from downtown at home. The Wildcats have averaged just 66 total points a game thus far through 8 games. And when it comes to the total in this one, well, the Wildcats are 3-0 to the under at home, 7-1 to the under for the entire season. Meanwhile, 4 out of Vandy's last 6 stayed under the line themselves. We're going to start off the show like we typically do with an underdog. Give me the underdog Vanderbilt Commodores plus 12 and the under 135.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out here for college basketball here on a Tuesday. Once again, happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you guys are having an outstanding start to your week. Now, before we go ahead and dive into some more free content right here on YouTube, I just have to quickly remind you once again that we are 3-1 in our last 4 college basketball tier package plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. We're also 4-1 in our last 5 daily best plays on that site as well. And if you want to unlock today's daily best play, it's only going to cost you just $1.99 through the end of the month. And just remember, guys, when you sign up for a membership on Patreon, you immediately get access to all the lesser expensive memberships absolutely free. And once again, when you sign up for one of my memberships on Patreon, you instantly get access to all the lesser expensive tiers absolutely free. The cheaper memberships are included with your purchase. So there's exceptional value. When you buy a membership, you're not just buying the plays in that membership, you're getting all the lesser expensive tier membership plays included with your purchase. And for those who are wondering what the difference is between my free picks here on YouTube and my Patreon site, well, what I do on Patreon is I make life a lot easier for you as I break down the daily card and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're my personal plays, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, I'm having a lot more success betting on games that way versus wagering on every single game here on the slate, side and total, like I do here with my free leans on YouTube. It's certainly not a great way to make money. It's not a great strategy to bet every single game on the slate, side and total. Now, we do currently have a community of over 750 handicappers who are just like you, who are signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, I'd love to have you. The link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, our next contest here, it's actually not on our big screen, but definitely a game of interest. I'm talking about NC State versus Clemson. That's going to be a 7 p.m. Eastern start time at the Little John. The Clemson Tigers are -5 at home. Totals 136 juice to the under. And if you like NC State to win this one outright, they're plus $1.85 on the money line. Now, NC State's on a 3-game winning streak, 6-1 straight up overall for the season. They're scoring 81 points a game and shooting nearly 50% from the field. Now, Devin Daniels is scoring over 16 points a night, 5 boards and 4 assists for the guard. Daniels also has 16 total steals on the season. Meanwhile, Jericho Helms is also scoring 13 points a game himself, 5 rebounds and a couple assists for the 6'7 junior. They're taking on a Clemson team who's failed to cover the point spread in 3 out of their last 4 ball games. The Tigers are also scoring just 67 points a game, and they're shooting just 42% from the field. Now, total-wise, when it comes to the number in this one, 5 out of Clemson's last 7 contests stayed under the posted number. Meanwhile, 3 out of the Wolfpack's last 5 outings stayed under the line themselves, throwing out the BC game. We're going to lean toward yet another underdog in this one. Give me the underdog, NC State Wolfpack, +5, and the under 136. All right, next matchup I have for you. It's going to be in the ACC as well. It is going to be North Carolina versus Miami, 8 p.m. East. The UNC Tar Heels are -3 on the road. Numbers 141 flat. And if you like the Canes to get the W here at home, they're plus $1.40 for some money line cash. Now, the Canes are on a 2-game losing streak, just 1-4 straight up in their last 5. Miami's connecting on just 25% of their three-pointers on their home court, and they're also averaging just 67 points per contest in that same category. They're squaring off against a UNC squad who's scoring 74 points a game as the road team, and they give up just 68 points per contest on the season. Armando Bacot is scoring over 11 points a night along with 8 rebounds. Meanwhile, Garrison Brooks is also scoring 11 points a game along with 8 boards a night himself. The 6'10 senior also has 8 total blocks on the season along with 5 steals. Now, the Tar Heels have taken 7 out of their last 10 meetings with the U, and when it comes to the scoring in this one, 3 out of UNC's last 4 outings stayed under the posted total. The Tar Heels are officially 7-2 to the under for the entire season. Meanwhile, Miami's 4-3 to the under in their home games themselves. I'm going to lean toward the UNC Tar Heels -3 and the under 141. All right, next contest I have for you. It is fired up, queued up, ready to go on the big screen behind me. I'm talking about Missouri taking on Mississippi State. 9 p.m. Eastern tip-off. The Missouri Tigers are the 2-point favorite on the road. Totals 138.5. And if you like Mississippi State, they are plus $1.15 on the money line. Now, the Bulldogs have failed to cover the point spread in 3 out of their last 5 contests, with one of those failures coming in the form of an outright loss to a previously 1-win Kentucky squad. Now, the Bulldogs have also failed to cover the number to the likes of teams such as Dayton and Central Arkansas. Now, they're taking on a Missouri squad who's beaten the likes of Oregon and Illinois this season themselves. A couple real good, strong marquee wins there. The Tigers are 7-1 straight up on the season, and they find themselves 3-0 against the spread away from their home court. So they've been able to get the job done away from home. That's certainly an issue with a lot of college basketball teams. Not only do they not win straight up when traveling, but they fail to cover the number a lot when they travel as well. Now, Missouri's giving up just 66 points per contest, and they're holding their opponents to 38% shooting from the field. Their opponents are also making just 26% of their three-pointers against the Tigers. Tigers doing very well defensively. Xavier Pinson is scoring 15 points a game for Missouri, along with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Meanwhile, Mark Smith is also scoring 13 points a night along with 3 rebounds himself. When it comes to the total on this one, 2 out of Missouri's last 4 outings got over the posted total. They also saw 2 out of their last 3 contests away from their home court get over the line. Meanwhile, Mississippi State is 2-0 to the over in their last couple of ball games, 5-2 to the over in their last 7. I'm going to lean toward the Missouri. Let's try that again. I'm going to lean toward the Missouri Tigers -2 in the over 138.5. All right, next matchup. Big slugfest here in the Big Ten. I'm talking about Rutgers versus Michigan State. 9 p.m. Eastern tip-off in East Lansing. The Michigan State Spartans are the 1.5-point favorite. Total's 151 and a hook. Rutgers is plus $1.15 for an upset win. Now the Scarlet Knights are 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 ball games. 80 points a game they're averaging for the season. Rutgers is also shooting nearly 50% from the field. Ron Harper Jr. scoring over 22 points a game, 7 boards and a couple assists a night for the guard. Harper's connecting on over 48% of his 3 balls. Meanwhile, Jacob Young's also scoring 16 points a night himself, a couple of boards and 5 assists for the 6'2 senior. Young's connecting on 44% of his 3-pointers, and he has 22 total steals on the season. He has certainly been pesky on the defensive end of the court. Now, the Scarlet Knights are holding their opponents to just 30% shooting from beyond the arc. They're taking on a Michigan State program who's lost 3 out of their last 4 ball games. Sparty's also failed to cover the point spread in their last 7 straight contests, amongst the absolute worst covering teams in college basketball over the past couple of weeks here. Now, Michigan State is giving up 76 points a game. Meanwhile, their opponents are hitting 37% of their 3-pointers on their home court. Now, when it comes to the number in this one, Sparty's 5-0 to the over at the Breslin Center. Rutgers is 6-3 to the over for the entire season. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Rutgers Scarlet Knights plus 1.5 and the over 151 and a hook. All right, next contest, it is going to be Uconn versus Marquette, and that's going to be a 9 p.m. Eastern start time. The Marquette Golden Eagles are -2 at home, numbers 139.5. And if you like Uconn in this spot here, they're plus 105 for an outright win. Now, Uconn's 4-1 straight up on the season, 78 points a game they're averaging. James Bouknight scoring over 23 points a game for the Huskies, 5 rebounds and a couple of steals for the sophomore. Meanwhile, R.J. Cole is also scoring 11 a game along with a couple of boards and 4 assists a night. Uconn's giving up just 65 points a game, and they're also holding their opponents to just 39% shooting from the field. They're also holding their opponents to just 27% shooting from beyond the arc. Now, the Huskies are taking on a Marquette team who actually lost 3 out of their last 4 themselves, and they also went just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 ball games. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Marquette's last 3 got over the posted number. They also saw 6 out of their last 9 head-to-head meetings with Uconn get over the line as well. So if you're into historical trends, that particular one is certainly alarming. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the underdog Uconn Huskies +2 and the over 139.5. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our next and final contest for the show. It is going to be Kansas versus TCU, 10 p.m. Eastern tip-off. Kansas is -6 on the road, totals 138.5. And if you like the TCU Horned Frogs in an upset at home, they're +$2 to win it. Now, TCU is on a 5-game winning streak, 72 points a game they're scoring on their home court. The Horned Frogs are officially 9-2 straight up overall for the season, 4-2 straight up in their home arena. RJ Nembhard is scoring 19 points a game, 4 boards and 4 assists for the guard. Meanwhile, freshman Mike Miles is also scoring 15 points a game himself, 4 rebounds and 4 assists as well for Miles. They're taking on a Kansas team who just got blasted by Texas in their last outing by 25 points. The Longhorns actually held Kansas to just 59 total points in that contest. That was an absolute decimation in that contest. Now, the Jayhawks are surprisingly shooting just 42% from the field this year as well. And when it comes to the number in this one, KU's last 2 straight got over the total, 6-2 to the over in their last 10 meetings with TCU. Meanwhile, the Horned Frogs on the other side of things saw 5 out of their last 7 get over the line themselves, throwing out the K-State contest. I'm going to lean toward the TCU Horned Frogs +6 and the over 138.5. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 3-1 in our last 4 college basketball tier package picks on that website. I like Vanderbilt +12 under 135.5. I'm also leaning toward NC State +5 under 136. I like the UNC Tar Heels -3 under 136. I'm also leaning toward the Missouri Tigers -2 over 138.5. I like Rutgers plus 1.5 over 151 and a hook. I'm also leaning toward Uconn plus 2 over 139.5. And last but certainly, let's try that again. Last but certainly not least, please give this video a thumbs up right now if you enjoyed it. And please subscribe right now if you haven't done so already. I'm going to lean toward the TCU Horned Frogs plus 6 and the over 138.5. And with that, guys, it is now time to dive into some shout-outs. And from our YouTube platform, shout out to Ryan Spring, Caleb Lambert, Montclair Mike, Damian Weaver, Adonis Iverson. Also want to give a shout out to Melvin Baker, Steph Brasco, Kevin Taylor, Jesus Colon, and last but certainly not least, gotta give a shout out to Perk Thirsty. Perk Thirsty, I guess you're thirsty for Percocets? Is that what it is? I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. And real quick, guys, if you end up getting a package here today on Patreon, just keep in mind, we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. Also, keep in mind, if you get a package here today, all the cheaper, lesser expensive memberships on my site are included with your purchase here today. So, for example, if you end up getting the $4.99 membership, all the cheaper membership picks are included with your purchase. So, just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. You're not just getting the plays in that particular tier, you're getting all the cheaper plays as well. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.